Welcome back to the world of high-octane craftsmanship and radical design, where the legendary Pepo Rosell, the mastermind behind XTR Pepo, has once again pushed the boundaries of what a motorcycle can be. If you've been following the custom scene for any length of time, the name Pepo Rosell should ring out like a desmodromic valve at Redline. Formerly the force behind Radical Ducati, Pepo has spent decades turning Italian machinery into skeletal, high-performance art pieces that look like they belong on a 1970s endurance racing grid. His latest creation, aptly named Il Padrino, or the Godfather, is based on a 2011 Ducati Monster 796, and it is quite frankly one of the most bonkers builds we have seen in years. The Ducati Monster has always been a versatile platform, essentially the blank canvas of the motorcycling world since its debut in the early 90s. But Pepo has taken this middleweight street fighter and stripped it down to its very soul, rebuilding it into something that feels both ancient and futuristic at the same time. The project began with a humble 2011 Monster 796, a bike known for its balanced 803cc L-twin engine and accessible performance, but almost nothing of the original remains untouched. Pepo started by attacking the trellis frame, a signature of the Ducati brand, and chopping the rear subframe to make room for a completely bespoke handmade unit. This modification alone changes the entire silhouette of the machine, giving it that aggressive nose-down, tail-up stance that defines the XTR Pepo aesthetic. The goal was clearly weight reduction and a focused, racing-inspired geometry that ignores the practicalities of a passenger or luggage. This is a solo machine meant for high-speed carved corners and nothing else. To handle the newfound aggression, the front end was completely overhauled with high-end hardware. Gone are the standard forks, replaced by a set of gold anodized Öhlins units sourced from a Monster 1100S, held in place by custom-machined triple clamps. This ensures that the front-end feedback is razor-sharp, allowing the rider to feel every imperfection in the asphalt as they lean into the Il Padrino's world. Stopping power is just as impressive as the suspension, featuring Brembo monoblock calipers and massive rotors that could probably stop a freight train, let alone a stripped-down Ducati, likely weighs less than a modern Sport Tourer luggage set.
The wheels are equally exotic, featuring lightweight alloys wrapped in sticky Pirelli rubber, ready to tear up the track or the canyon roads. But where Il Padrino truly shines is in its bodywork and aesthetic details. The fuel tank is a heavily modified piece of art, featuring dual quick-fill endurance-style gas caps that scream 24 hours of Le Mans. The body panels are a mix of carbon fiber and hand-formed materials, including a radical solo seat unit that integrates seamlessly with the new subframe. The front of the bike is dominated by a tiny offset headlight and an endurance-style fairing that gives it a lopsided, purposeful look that has become a Pepo Rosell trademark. It is not about perfect symmetry, it is about mechanical honesty and racing functionality. Underneath the carbon fiber skin, the 803cc L-twin engine has been given some breathing room. While the Monster 796 engine is already a gem, Pepo added high-flow filters and a custom 2-in-1 exhaust system featuring a Termignoni silencer that looks like it was scavenged from a paddock. The sound is undoubtedly a thunderous, dry clutch-inspired bark that will announce the Godfather's arrival long before you see the black and gold livery. Speaking of the livery, the color scheme is a masterclass in understated aggression. The combination of deep black, exposed carbon weave, and gold accents gives the bike a regal yet menacing presence. The gold frame pops against the dark engine components, highlighting the trellis structure that makes a Ducati a Ducati. The cockpit is just as focused as the rest of the build. There is no massive TFT screen or complicated infotainment system here. Instead, you get a minimalistic Moto Gadget digital display that provides only the essential information needed to keep the machine running at its peak. Clip-on handlebars have replaced the standard riser bars, forcing the rider into a committed aerodynamic tuck. Every control, from the rear set foot pegs to the adjustable levers, has been repositioned to prioritize ergonomics over comfort. This is not a bike for a cross-country tour. It is a bike for a 20-minute blast where your heart rate never drops below 140 beats per minute. What makes Il Padrino so special is how it balances the history of the Ducati brand with the personal vision of its builder. Pepo Rosell has a way of looking at a motorcycle and seeing the parts that do not need to be there.
By stripping away the plastic, the emissions-compliant clutter, and the rider aids, he reveals a machine that is raw, visceral, and unapologetically mechanical. It is a reminder of why many of us fell in love with motorcycling in the first place, the connection between man, metal, and speed. The Il Padrino is a tribute to the endurance racers of the 70s, the era when bikes were terrifying, loud, and beautiful in their simplicity. As we look at the finished product, it is clear why the name Il Padrino was chosen. This bike demands respect. It sits on its kickstand with a level of authority that few modern factory bikes can match. It is a one-of-one masterpiece that shows that even in an era of electrification and computer-controlled everything, there is still a massive appetite for hand-built internal combustion madness. Pepo Rosell has once again proven that he is the dawn of the custom Ducati scene, and Il Padrino is an offer that no motorcycle enthusiast can refuse. It is a bonkers, beautiful, and brilliant example of what happens when a master craftsman is given a donor bike and the freedom to create. Whether you love it or think it is too radical for the street, you cannot ignore it. Il Padrino is here, and it is making the rules.